Ladies and gentlemen, Hex community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for a late breaking news announcement. Some of you probably know about this, some of you probably don't, some of you probably expected it, some of you probably didn't. If you follow the forums at all, you probably expected something was going to happen with this particular card, and the card I'm talking about is Titania's Majesty. This card today, earlier, I don't remember what time it was, was banned from PvP play and internal tournaments within the HEX Shards of Fate game. This is kind of a historical event because this is the first PvP card banning to date. Now, some will say that this card didn't deserve to be banned, and some will say that yes, this card needed to be banned. And if you were at all familiar with how this worked, you were probably, with the majority of the group saying this card needed to be banned. It was, I don't want to call it an oversight by the developers, but today they announced on what actually happened, and they kind of made it sound like it was an oversight on how this card got through. They just, there's only so much time in a given day, there's only so much time in a given week in between set releases, and the developers are talking about today saying, hey, with this particular kind of card, it was basically giving socketed powers to cards that never had socketed powers before. So testing all the different possibilities, is kind of daunting, and it takes a lot of time. And they missed one. That's basically what they said. They missed one. So if you're not familiar with what Titania's, I have a tough time saying Titania's. It looks like I want to say Tatiana for some reason, but anyway, Titania's Majesty. What if you're not familiar with it, basically what it would do is, on turn 3, you basically throw this down. If you didn't have a Periwinkle down, it would only have one copy of it, but you would search your deck, and it would go ahead and it would search your deck. I think it was for it'd show 3 cards, and hopefully one of those 3, I think it was 3 cards, 3 or 5, I don't remember. I never actually played the deck, so and I didn't use this card at all. So I think it was 3 or 5 cards, and it would find one, and you could put that card into play no matter what it was, and it would give that card the particular socket that Titania's Majesty had. And most people would put in the major gem from the Ruby Shard, was the Gem of Destruction, which it was deal damage when it comes into play. So at first you might think that's not so bad, but then you put it on cards like Calamity Walker. It deals 10 damage to you, and that card is uninterruptible and has speed and crush. So basically you could come into play, deal 10 damage, and then swing in for 10 most of the time on turn 3. Or what if you socketed Ozawa? And your health was at 20. That thing would come in and deal 20 damage to you. So basically this is a turn 3 card that would end the game. Like I said, most of you probably know this. Some of you may not. But, the developers said, okay, this card isn't making the game better. Some people enjoy it. Some people just going out, love playing this particular deck and just crushing the field and, do whatever. It's not that it's unbeatable. Using a deck with Titania's is not unbeatable at all. There are decks out there that have done it before. But the problem is you're building decks around this one card to be able to beat it. That's not any fun. That's what they said. That's not what they want Hex to be. They don't want you to build decks around one card to be able to defeat it. And I've done plenty of nights of theory crafting here. Say, okay, what can we do to get around this? And I'm putting together decks that, basically are all counter magics. Counter magic this, interrupt that, Curse of Oblivions. Anything to stop that from happening. And that's to me, that's not how I want to play Hex. I want to be able to create decks that are kind of fun. Not this. Okay, let's just wait. Oh, there it is. Let's drop this. Interrupt down now, and so it's just that's not the way Hex should be played. And that's what the developers stated. They said we don't want the state of Hex currently right now to be that way. Now, Titania's is banned from PvP currently. It's still allowed in PvE. It's going to be allowed in limited and sealed and things like that. And when future sets roll out, this may come off the ban list. So it's not a total loss. It's once more sets are rolled out, then we get into I don't really want to say modern or vintage or legacy, but once more sets come out that are going to allow us to play older sets that are out of rotation, Titania's Majesty probably will be allowed back into that. Just currently right now, it's not good for the game state, and so they decided to ban it. Now, this decision was not made lightly. They took a lot of data, they took a lot of community feedback, and like I said, if you're on the forums, you probably have read most of the feedback is, let's get rid of this card. It's no fun to play against, and actually playing the deck is, I can't quote it personally because I never actually played it, but I don't know if it can be that much fun playing it either. Yeah, you're winning a lot, but is it really that fun to play? You go into a constructed tournament, you play this, you turn 1, 2, turn 3, okay, yep, I got it done. See ya. No back and forth, no back and forth between you and your opponent, no like close games. It was just turn 3, kill, done. So I, for one, I don't mind seeing this card being banned. Some of you may disagree. I think the majority of the community is happy to see it banned in PvP. Now granted, you can still get, like I said, you can still get it in draft or sealed or whatever. That's fine. And if you get some bomb cards along with it, great. That's how your packs open. But we're not going to be building decks around Titania's Majesty anymore for at least a little while. So what does that mean? Well, we have the Sapphire Cups coming up this weekend. We have an ESL tournament coming up this weekend. So it opens the door back up for all sorts of possibilities. Maybe are we going to see maybe some old decks come back out that because there's just not a lot of time to prepare. Maybe some teams have been preparing, saying, hey, this card's going to get banned maybe before this weekend, so let's try to get some decks together. Some of you may be preparing for decks that we're banking on this card being banned. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I know that I'm registered for the Sapphire Cup. I'm registered for the ESL tournament this weekend. So that's kind of cool. I was just going to break down and say, you know what, if this is going to be the majority of the deck, I'm just going to play it too. Because why go into it and like say, okay, yeah, we might get 1 or 2 wins. So that was my thought. I hadn't done it yet, but maybe now my dinosaur deck might do something. Who knows? But let me know your guys' comments down below. What do you think about the card being banned? I mean, this is the first PvP banning in the history of HEX. This is a pretty significant event. More will probably come. We're going to have a ban list. We're going to have all those lists. Things that are banned here and there. So this is a historic event. You got to mark this one on your calendar in the history of HEX. The first banning ever. Unfortunately, it had to be with one of the new cards that came out. But what do you do? So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you want to see more of my videos, be sure to click subscribe down below, and we'll have another video for you soon.
Game over.